Hello everyone, welcome to join today's training session. My name is Irving, I'm a solutions engineer at DJI Enterprise. Today our main focus is DJI Dock 3, our new product. I believe you guys already saw this teaser video on the social media post. Did you guys sense the hint behind the video? There's actually a car light behind the dock. The hint is Dock 3 can be mounted up on the car. At 2023, we introduced our first generation of product, DJI Dock 1. It was the start of the drone automation. And last year, we introduced the second generation, DJI Dock 2. I would say that we find a good balance between the small, lightweight design and tough product capabilities. And today, I'm very proud to introduce you guys our new product, the new generation, Dock 3. It actually integrates all the most popular features from the first two generations. For example, the wind resistance capability from the Dock 1 and the lightweight design from the Dock 2. On top of that, we also introduce a series of the intelligent functions, which make Dock 3 even more interesting solution. Let's explore together. At the beginning of my training, I would like to summarize all the product updates, or let's call it selling point of Dock 3, from 6 different perspectives. First, high regulatory compliance. We are getting more and more product certification, such as European C6 label. And also, we are introducing a series of beyond visual line of sight ready features on FlyHub 2. And second, enhance the data security. We are introduced more and more third-party certification on the safety system of DJI FlyHub 2, such as ISO 27001 and ISO 27701. What's more, soon we're going to introduce the on-premises version of FlyHub 2, which can ensure the data security for customers. 3. Intelligent with FlyHub 2. As I listed here, we are introducing more and more intelligent functions on FlyHub 2, which can help humans to do a better detection job. And also, I believe that's the future direction of the drone industry. 4. Robust and reliable. We are providing an even more robust system. For example, the wind resistance capability being updated to 12 meters per second. Also, we updated the working temperature range and IP rating, which we're going to dive deeper later. 5. Superior performance. When the performance comes to the drone, we can fly longer time. Also, we have more sensor on the gimbal, like laser rangefinder. Also, faster takeoff and more function like real-time terrain follow, etc. Last but not least, multi-accessories. Dock 3 update is no longer a product or aircraft update. It's a solution update. We are together with Dock 3, we are introducing a series of accessories. For example, the car mount-up accessory, DRTK3 fixed version, fixed deployment version, obstacle radars, and so on. And guys, I have to say that I have a huge story or content to share with you guys. I'm doing my best to summarize them into 8 different chapters. So on the first 3 chapters, we're gonna mainly talk about product-oriented information, how Dock 3 master all the environments, and Matrix 4D and its superior performance. Then we talk about intelligent FlyHub 2. Furthermore, we're going to explore more of the market, address the market pain points, for example, the regulatory compliance and the data security. After that, we're going to discuss about all the accessories that come with Dock 3 and industrial use cases. In the last chapter, I'm summarizing all the necessary information, for example, the specification of the Dock 3 and the comparison with a previous product and so on information for you guys. And today's training content gonna be like 80 minutes, more or less. After this training session, my team will also upload this video into our training platform. So feel free to check back in the future. And also, it's for those who couldn't make it to the live session. So without further ado, let's start our Dock 3 journey. First thing first, I want to introduce. So the Dock 3 is a bit bigger than the Dock 2. The total weight is 55 kilograms, and the dimension has been increased a little bit more. As a drone manufacturer, all the time we are finding the best balancing point between the product size and its capabilities. So with increased weight and dimension, we are also introduced a better expanded the operating temperature, also the better IP rate from IP55 on Dock 2 to IP56 on Dock 3, and also increase the maximum the wind resistance capabilities from 8 meter per second on Dock 2 to 12 meter per second on Dock 3. And the charging time increased from 32 minutes to 27 minutes, charged from 15% to 95%. And let's have a closer look on the outlooking of the dock. From top, you can see that a small but significant design. There is an attitude to the cover. This small design is actually to prevent the buildup of the freezing rain. And here you can see that there is a Type-C port. It's actually could be expected for the future evolution. If you notice that on the configuration boards, we are introduced a third PoE port. This is actually for the power supply for DRTK3. Also introduced a new basement on the Dock 2 during the long trip delivery, like the transportation. Sometimes the basement could be fragile to be damaged. On Dock 3, we fixed that for a more stable installation and transportation. For the weather station, we continue with the classic design from the first and second generation, and introduce the new sealing system between the dock cover. It can enhance the climate control, also the internal and external temperature insulation. Okay. And for the boards, we introduced a new materials of the cover, semi-transparent cover. So the operator don't need to open the dock to check the indicators, to check if it's on or closed, and close it. The operator can check it from the outside, no need to open it, so adding the product lifetime. If we open the dock, we can see that here are two key points I would like to mention. First, we updated the landing mark, the 4 triangulation. So during the night land, at night, when the Matrice 40 is going to return to home, back to the docking station, the 4 landing mark will looks like just like shining like star, with the support of our new auxiliary light. And second point I would like to mention is the main RTK antenna has been moved out of the box. This external RTK module with 2 dB greater signal receivement capabilities can actually fasten the RTK, fix the process, also a better RTK signals. Great. And next, I want to start to introduce you guys the selling point of the dock. First, the master all the environments. The IP rate has been improved from IP55 on the Dock 2 to IP56 on the Dock 3. And if we talk about the drone, IP54 from Matrice 3D on the Dock 2 to IP55 Matrice 4D series on Dock 3. Okay, here I prepared a video how the product goes through all the tests in the factory before we launch the product, like the waterproof, the dust proof, and furthermore we also have the vibration proof. Vibration test and the odor test. There are a series of the product tests we need to go through and pass before we launch the product to ensure the product quality. Okay. And next, I want to introduce you guys the wind resistance is 12 meters per second during takeoff and land. Here's a video how we performance the test. So we have a test center. We deploy several Dock 3 in front of the wind blowing machine to simulate the 12 meters per second situation. As we can see from here, the wind speed is close to 12 meters per second. And we take off the drone. As we can see from the video, the drone is going to take off. I would say that a little bit shaking. Of course, it's very strong wind, but we can still successfully take off. And also land, of course. Even in the 12 meters per second. I would say that this is extremely interesting for the customer who deployed the Dock 3, Dock 2, Dock 3 in the solar park, in the oil and gas site, or in the construction site, where it's always very windy weathers. 12 meters per second product wind resistance capabilities can actually add in the operating time for the customers. And third, I want to introduce you guys the new temperature range, minus 30 to 50 degrees. On the Dock 2, it was minus 25 to 45 degrees. On Dock 3, we updated to minus 30 to 50. As we can see from the video, the Dock 3 can open even when the icing situation reached to 10 millimeter. It's thanks to our more powerful air conditioning system and the mechanical power to open the dock cover. Cool. Another interesting point I want to share with you guys is faster takeoff. The Dock 3 drone can take off within 10 seconds. There are three technology we updated to ensure these features. First, we update the takeoff logic, so we are we are reducing several of the process that takes a lot of time during the preparation. For example, the propeller check. And second, we improve the efficiency of the takeoff self-check process. And third, the GNSS module of the drone won't be powered off. It will be always on, ready for the emergency missions. And with this three technology, we can reach to 10-second takeoff. Let's see how it works. Here in this video, I put Dock 2 and Dock 3 in same screen, and I'm gonna take off them at the same time. And in the middle, there's a counting time machine to show that what time is it now. Here we go. We have the Dock 3 successfully take off, like 10-11 seconds. But Dock 2 needs a little bit more time to wake up. It's like 20 seconds takeoff, even in the GNSS mode, okay, without RTK calibration. What's more, I want to introduce you guys is Dock 3 can actually reach to 100 meters within 30 seconds. I think the faster takeoff, faster response capabilities could be very interesting for the police officer, the emergency force to use the Dock. Great. And next point I would like to introduce you guys is a wider range of the deployment of Dock 3. Dock 3 could be mounted up on the vehicle. Okay, that's the first new scenario. And second, the Dock 3 could be deployed next to a high building wall. Okay, with the support of DRTK3. We're gonna dive deep into each of those topics later in the future slides. And three, enhanced RTK signal performance with the one external RTK module. Okay, so we can have a faster RTK convergence. 4, the precise landing techniques to ensure the drone can land back to the docking station even when the environment is really complicated. Let's see how those four scenario works. First, mobile deployments. There are 4 technology we updated to ensure this mobile deployment works just fine. First, all of the key components inside of the dock, for example, the air conditioning system, the backup batteries, mechanical components, all those components, we add the anti-vibration capabilities in those components. So during the long way transportation, those components won't have the displacement. Second, the vehicle mount gimbal mounts. So on the inside of the Dock 3 docking station, there are 2 extra accessories to help you to hold the drone and the gimbal during the long trip. okay, to protect it. And 3, remote RTK calibration. We support to remotely to calibrate the RTK signal to calibrate the RTK remotely via FlyHub 2. Fourth, the horizontal angle detection. We actually add one horizontal angle detector, the sensor on the hardware docking station. Also on FlyHub 2, we're gonna showcase the real-time situation, real-time horizontation angle of the Dock 3, okay, to detect if it's good enough to take off. With those 4 technology, we can reach 3 different use cases. For example, the drone as first responder. I believe the police officer, they can put a dock in their car, in their trunk, and go to the events, go to monitor them, or to monitor some fire, big like earthquake or another disasters which is happening. Need the drone as a to provide the real time information as a bird view. And second, flexible assets inspection. Third, multi-site construction monitoring. I believe when we launch the product, and in the future few months, we're gonna receive more and more interesting use cases from the market. Let's see how it works. So in this video, I put the Dock 3 on the car. As we can see here on FlyHub 2, the icon of the deployment has also been changed. Okay. So here I park the car, and if I click the configuration, if I go to the details, I have the possibility to let the vehicle to converge the GNSS signal. And furthermore, I can calibrate the RTK, just one tap calibrate, and have Dock calibrate. The drone is ready to take off. Okay, here are 4 key points I would like to mention. First, the vehicle mount gimbal mounts should be purchased separately. It's not like inside of the SQ of the dock or aircraft. Second, remote calibration and tilt monitoring. So when the sensor of the horizontation detect that there's a 3 degrees from FlyHub 2, we're gonna send one warning. If the tilt is greater than 5 degrees, we're gonna prevent the drone to take off. 3. Vehicle movement restriction. So when the aircraft take off during the mobile deployment, the car shouldn't move. If the car move, the aircraft won't be able to land back in the dock. Okay. And fourth, dual dock deployment. Thanks to the features that the charging time of the product is actually shorter than flight duration, real-time flight duration. So we can reach dual dock deploy. So 2 docks on one car can reach to like continuously monitoring in the operations. Great. And the next scenario I want to introduce is about DRTK3 relay function, a relay fixed version. Okay. So the idea is to deploy one DRTK3 on top of the building, and we have the dock. The dock could be deployed next to a high building or another like obstacle around it situation. The DRTK3 can help to receive those RTK antenna signals and pass it to the dock. On the Dock 1 and the Dock 2, we had the deployment challenges like limited transmission range, also limited satellite signals. On the docks, with the support of the DRTK3, we can reach to those new scenarios, like the drone can fly actually further with the support of the DRTK3. Next, introduce the precise landing techniques. This is actually making the difference between the DJI Dock and another brand dock. The DJI Dock can always ensure the drone return to home safely. How we did that? It's actually a combination between the RTK technology, visual SLAM, and mark recognition. First, RTK technology. The DJI Matrix 4D is equipped the onboard RTK module, and on the docking station we also have the like the main RTK module and the backup RTK module to ensure the RTK signal transmission. And second, when the dock take off, with the downwards obstacle sensing module, we're gonna do a quick 3D model around the docking station. Okay, and when the drone return back to the home, we're gonna use this 3D model to avoid those obstacles to correct the drone position. And third, mark recognition. So when the drone lands, the the gimbal will automatically downwards to find those four triangulation for the landing as a landing mark. And first, we're gonna use the 7x zoom camera to find those four logo with the best imaging quality. And then we lower the altitude, getting closer. Then we switch to the 3x zoom to always keep those four triangulation in the similar size in the middle of the screen. And then we switch to the wide camera and close to the land. It's always important to land safely. Great. Yeah, and at the end of the deployment chapters, I just want to mention to introduce a new application, phone application, DJI Enterprise app. Okay, so the Dock 3 no longer to require a remote controller to deploy it. You can deploy the Dock 3 simply with your phone, with the Android device. But it's also support to deploy it with the remote controller. But you need to use the Android base. Okay. Great. So we covered first the chapter, how DJI Dock 3 master all the environments. Furthermore, let's talk about the drone, the Matrix 4D, with its superior performance. Specification: the total weight of the Matrix 4D and Matrix 4TD is 1,850 grams, and the maximum flight time is 3 minutes more than Dock 2 version, Matrix 3D, is 54 minutes in total. And the transmission system is using the OcuSync 4 Plus Enterprise with 25 kilometers in FCC mode transmission distance and 12 kilometers in CE mode. And when it goes to the gimbal, we are actually use the same gimbal from Matrix 4E. So here I would like just to quickly highlight several key points. The tele camera is with 48 megapixels, which is 4 times comparison Matrix 3D, and we also have one more sensor, laser rangefinder. So on the aircraft, when you drop a pinpoint, the pinpoint is actually on the target instead of on the drone itself. And the mid-tele camera is for a better zoom experience. When you zoom from the wide to the 7, the mid-tele camera can really enhance your experience to zoom in. And the wide angle camera, just to highlight 0.5 second interval shutter time and mechanical shutters. So ready for the professional mapping job. Yeah, and when it goes to the thermal version, just to highlight the thermal camera, infrared super resolution supported. Okay, imaging resolution up to 1280 and 1024. Yeah, and some news regarding auxiliary light is illumination distance is 100 meters. But that's all about the figures. Let's see the real application performance. So in this video, I try to put Dock 3 and Dock 2 in like very similar position and let them to both monitor the same, inspect the same targets. Okay, and compare their lens difference, the lens performance difference. As we can see now, we put two of them towards here and start our comparison. When we zoom in 2 and 3 times, no big difference. 7 times, start to see some difference between the Dock 2 and Dock 3. And when it goes to 14 times, we can already see that Dock 3 can actually doing better in the details. When it goes to 56 times TED camera on the Dock 3, we can clearly see that how is the screw situation. But on the Dock 2, I would say that it's not that perfect solution for a very detailed inspection. Okay, and furthermore, the Dock 3 support to use the mixed zoom, I mean the optical zoom and also digital zoom to goes to 112 times TED camera zoom. Okay, great. And next point about the night scene mode. So the Dock 3 have the night scene mode to help our operator to enhance the visibility during the night. As we can see from the video, if I click here on Fly Hub 2, we have possibility to enable the night scene mode. Currently it's closed, so we cannot see what's happening in the middle of my screen. But when I enable it, everything start to be brightened. Okay, so we can see the car, and if we switch to the high gain mode, we can even see the car plates. I think this could be very interesting for police officer to track at night. Performance the night operations. Great. And another new updates is the gimbal upwards limitation. So with 7 times zoom camera, we can actually reach to 80 degrees upwards. Okay, I think this new limitation unlocking could be very interesting for the asset inspection company. Okay, for example, in the bridge inspection or another complicated inspection environments. And next, extended flight time. Compared with Dock 2, Dock 3 can fly 3 minutes more. Here I would like to point out, on the Dock 2 version, second generation, we have to return to home when the battery only remains 25%. But on the Dock 3, we are actually more confident about our flight capabilities and a return to home logic. So when the Dock will only return to home when the battery remains 15%. This is actually 10% more of the battery unlocked from the Dock 3 version, third generation. Okay. Great, and some more function highlight like real-time terrain follow. So our customer don't need to do like twice model and put the first model as the obstacle elevation data to use the real-time terrain model terrain follow. Now it's officially supported. And the Matrix 4D is ready to be a standalone combo. Okay, so it's almost the same cameras as the Matrix 4 series, but offer improved flight and protection performance. For example, the IP rating and the onboard relay function, which I'm gonna share in next slide, and the extended flight time and intelligent features on FlyHub 2. So if you buy a Matrix 4D series as a combo without dock, you will also receive this case and the battery together with you and the charging hub. Okay. And this bag could be put on your back. Personal experience, this is quite heavy. It's like 2 Matrix Mavic 3 case. Okay. Yeah, introduce the onboard relay function. So basically, the first drone take off and the second drone can fly further. And the first drone will be the relay between the second drone and the remote controller. Okay, here's how to set it up. First, we need to prepare 2 sets of the Matrix 4D drone and remote controller. Second, we need to set them as a relay combo, as I just did, and one as a relay and another one as a walker. Like what we saw in this video, the second drone is actually fly far away from the first one with the support of the relay. Okay. We can see that the second drone is flying like 10 kilometers away from the first drone. Now it's even reaching 15 kilometers, and it will end at about 18 kilometers away. Of course, we performed this test in China, but I just want to share with you guys the relay idea could be also used to pass some obstacle. Okay, for example, I fly the first drone on top of the cooling tower or some chimney, and second drone could work behind the chimney. Great. Yeah, we also introduced the Matrix 4D and the Superior performance. Furthermore, let's explore something about our software, Intelligent Flight Hub 2. The DJI Dock 3, integrate with intelligent capability, is now smarter than ever. I want to introduce you guys four important functions: real-time detection, smart track, and automated routes, change detection. Let's start from real-time detection. Very similar use as Matrix 4E version, 4D version. Okay, we can see in the real time about the human in the construction site. We can detect the human and also vehicle. I think this should be very interesting for the police officer to manage the smart city or manage the traffic. And both detection real time. We also support to display the total targets number here. Okay. Also, it's supported to set the alarm if there's a one. If I want to say that one boat is showing up in my screen, please alert me. It's also supported to set it up. Next function, smart track. So we can easily click G, okay, to enable the smart track. The drone will hover in the sky and automatically change the zoom time, the rotation, and also the gimbal to keep the targets always in the similar pixels numbers in the middle of your screen. Could be very interesting for police officer to track the people, track the cars. Okay. Cool. Next, I want to introduce the automated routes. So basically, we can preset a mission, and during that mission, if you find something abnormal and you alert me, that's what FlyHub2 can do. Okay. So here I start to plan a mission with those automated features, and I launch it. Launch the mission, and we can see the drone is flying to the target area, turning over, reaching the area, and during the patrolling, if the drone detect any targets, they're gonna send me alert information from FlyHub2, like issue detected by intelligent, now is waiting for takeover. And here I click, we can choose to ignore or take over. If you take over the drone, you can go to the manual control mode in FlyHub2. And what I did here is zoom in, try to see what's happening on the boats. Check into the details. If I like it, I can also resume the flight. Okay, continue to patrol. And during patrolling, if we see again another targets, the drone will detect them and send you alert again. You want to take over or ignore. In this flight mission planning, I actually set the drone, please first take photo, then send me alerts. So all those photos already been taken. Okay. If I start to click take over, the drone will start to take photo of each of them. Then wait for me to take over the drone. Great. And afterwards, we also receive all those photos we took before. And if we click in, we can also see that it's already annotated by algorithm automatically. Here's how to set it up. So during the mission planning, you need to enable this function, the new action. intelligent recognition. And afterwards, you will have on your right top corner to determine the warning thresholds. If I want to, if I see more than one people, please alert me. If I see more than one vehicle, please alert me. One boat, alert me. And also, it's supported to set different temperature in the thermal mode. Okay. And it's also support to set the recognition areas. Only patrol one certain area. And if the requirements has been met, what action you want FlyHub to do? There are three options we can support now. First, take photo. Second, start to record a video. And third, hover and wait for operator to take over. Okay. And when we launch the mission, we can see from here there's a notification setting. If you click in, you can also choose what kind of notification you would like to receive from. You can click one in-web notification, which you're gonna receive notification like what I did on FlyHub 2. You can also choose that SMS or email or webhook. Okay. Great. And next function, intelligent change detection. So basically we do twice 2D model or so photo and input it into FlyHub 2, and we can automatically have those annotated difference. Okay, change detection. And it's also customizable. We can change the name, change the annotation, change the polygons. Okay. And FlyHub 2 will automatically generate our reports regarding the time, regarding the basic information of the base map and each of the difference detected. This could be very interesting in the parking lot management and the car traffic management. Great. And introduce more function on FlyHub 2, like mouse look. To enhance the piloting experience. Okay, so when you enable it from here, wherever your mouse go, the gimbal will focus on that point. Okay, will move the gimbal focus to that point. And second, select and zoom. If we right click one place and select it, like what I did, it will automatically zoom in very quick mode, very smooth mode. Okay. What's more, we also support. We are also very open with AI intelligent programmers. Okay, developers can develop their own object detection model on the Dock 3 drones. We are open with the 10T onboard computing powers on Matrice 4D series. Also, we provide a tool to train the and distribute the model. You can apply the trial on our DJI developer website to start to be an algorithm creator. Yeah. And also you can configure a third-party server address to allow the live video to be shared for analysis. And the real-time detection result can be sent back to FlyHub 2. User can visualize the detection within the FlyHub 2 virtual cockpit. Great. So we introduced the docking station, the aircraft, and the software FlyHub 2 updates. Furthermore, let's try to address those market pinpoints of overseas. First, regulatory compliance. So on Dock 3, we are actually reaching to the highest level of compliance. We are introduced a series of compliance functions such as flight termination system and geocaching function on FlyHub 2 as one of the ground risk mitigation compliance developments, and introduced the custom flight areas that we had it on Dock 2 as well, and the obstacle data. Also, we are supporting the third-party parachute developments. What's more, we are introduced an even more robust system compared with last generation. Okay. Yeah, and guys, here you can find my technical function or evidence for the ground risk mitigation. And on the right hand, for the remote ID, ADSB, emergency landing, is actually for the air risk mitigation, okay, to prevent the drone doing the integration with manned aircraft. And on top of that, all those features, we are also providing documentation templates to detailed introduce all of the specification of DJI Dock 3 and provide this documentation free of charge to the markets. What we want is to help our operators and the dealers to reduce their workload to do a lot of paperwork on Dock 3. And what's more, we are having more and more product certification. For example, European C6 certification on Dock 3. DJI Matrice 4D series aircraft and DJI Dock 3 comply with C6 requirement as defined in the law. I believe we're gonna soon have it by end of March. As one of the top technical requirement of C6, we have to provide the flight termination system. So on the Dock 3, if you remove the 4G dongle, you will see a extra space. We left it for flight termination chips. Okay, and here you can find the DJI on-house flight termination system. Yeah, just to explain how it works. Okay, it's actually independency is very important. The communication between the UAV and the dock is using DJI OcuSync 4 Enterprise, but the communication between the FlyHub 2 hardware and the FlyHub 2 server is using the 4G network. So let's say in the worst case, even when the OcuSync 4 is losing the connection, losing the GNSS signal, the FTS can still be triggered, so-called independency. Before we design this solution, we also validate it with EASA drone technical experts. Also, we are exchanging ideas with different national aviation authority to double confirm these design solutions. Furthermore, the geocaching functions. So basically, when this function is to prevent drone from fly away. If the drone is flying out of the flight geography, we're gonna send the operator the warning system and a warning message. And if the drone is reaching the limits of the flight geography, we're gonna have first time the engine brake. You're gonna feel like the drone just stopped, like you pressed the space. And if the drone is still flying out, like really flying away because of the GNSS loss or another unpredictable reason, when the drone is close to the contingency volume, we're gonna send another final warning. And when it's reached the limits, we're gonna trigger the FTS automatically. Besides this automated trigger, we also have another method to trigger the FTS with hand, like manually trigger. Okay, it could be triggered from your phone. If there's gonna be one button on FlyHub 2, and if you click that to trigger the FTS, we're gonna pop into another tab, and if you scan the QR code, you will be able to trigger the flight termination system to prevent your drone from flying away. Here's how to do it. Here's how to enable it. You need to go to your organization to enable the geocaching function. Then you go to your project. Here you can already see that geocaching function is enabled. And after that, you can make the plan of your area where you want the drone to be limited and start to be a more compliance operation. Yeah, and furthermore, we are providing a very good documentation from very professional hand. We have cooperated with one of the most experienced professional regulation consultancy company in European to get these templates, and I would say from it's big updates from the second generation of the Dock templates. It's not only about the Dock specification. We also invite them to generate a very detailed SORA templates regarding different risk analysis and risk assessment. I believe this time the documentation templates could be more practical, useful for all of the operators. Another interesting function that we designed to be more compliant is emergency landing and no landing zone. In case of any airspace collision emergency, you can land the aircraft immediately outside of the box, like right to that position landing. Okay, and also it's possible to set no land zone. Like presets, the aircraft will not land in the pre-programmed no landing zone, like such as the highway, even when facing the critical low battery emergency landing. Great. And we also covered the regulatory compliance. For more detailed, regulatory compliance function, how it works, what's the specifications. So please follow the DJI news. I believe next month we're gonna provide another series of the webinar to introduce more details about the regulatory compliance update of Dock 3. Yeah, and 5, data security. Many question we received is where is my data on FlyHub 2? So here's the answer. DJI employs Amazon AWS server as our cloud service provider, which is known for their security qualifications and high reliabilities. What's more, DJI are also working on deploying a FlyHub 2 server on Amazon AWS located in Frankfurt, Germany. So after this deployment, all the European users' Dock data and the FlyHub 2 data won't leave the European territory. So this is fully complying with GDPR rules. And we are also working with many external companies to obtain and continuously obtain the certification, such as ISO 27001. This is the certification issued by British Standards Institution, which proves that the design, the development, and operational services of DJI FlyHub 2 are fully compliant with the information security management standards. And recently, we just obtained another certification, ISO 27701 certification, which focuses more on the data privacy management and demonstrates our commitment to protect the personal information to ensure the privacy compliance. And soon, we're going to introduce another interesting product, on-premise version FlyHub 2. So this can totally ensure the data security. All the Dock, all the FlyHub 2 data will be safely located in local access network from customer site. Okay, totally offline environments. This could be expected in H2 in 2025. Great. Let's further talk about the accessory updates. Introduce 6 different accessories. Go with Dock 3. DRTK3 relay. Okay, this is actually for enhancing the transmission range and the RTK calibration. And second, vehicle mounted gimbal mounts. Okay, it's ready for the mobile deployments. Obstacle sensing module is further ensuring the operational safety. Remote controller plus 2 enterprise fly with the Matrice 4D series with remote controller as a standalone combo. And the speaker and lighter, AL1 spotlight and AS1 speakers. First, introduce the DRTK3, the relay fixed deployment version. A quick note that we are providing 2 versions of the DRTK3. This version is actually, with this basement, is actually the relay fixed deployment version. The one that complies with the with the Matrice 4E series is DRTK3 multi-function site. Okay, it's basically 2 different SKU. Okay, so the first function is relay function. We can use it to bridging the signal between the dock and the drone. Okay, to enhance the transmission distance. We can reach to 25 kilometers with support of the DRTK3. Second, RTK enhancement. So the DRTK3 fixed version gonna provide accurate RTK signal to Matrice 4D and for high accuracy positioning. Three, flexible deployments. It could be powered, provided the power supply by PoE from the Dock 3 and can be connected to the third port on Dock 3. Here's a note that the DRTK3 Relay fixed deployment version only supports Dock 3 now. Will support Matrice 4 series later. It only supports relay modes, cannot be switched on base or rover mode. Yeah. And next step, I want to introduce the obstacle sensing module accessory. With the support of these accessories, we put it on top of the Matrice 4D. We can avoid 12 millimeter wear even at 15 meter per second speed. Okay, here's a very amazing video how we achieve that. So basically on the remote controller, we just need to let the drone to move forward, okay, go forward, and the drone will automatically doing the avoidance. Several key points. The obstacle sensing module is a LiDAR accessories that can be purchased separately for horizontation and afterwards obstacle avoidance. And the millimeter wave radar is building on top of on the bottom of aircraft for downwards obstacle avoidance. So we can achieve that directional obstacle avoidance with both combination. And next, vehicle mounted gimbal mounts. So during the long way transportation on the car, we are providing the accessories to automatically hold the aircraft and the gimbal when the dock cover is closed. Okay, to prevent damage during the dock vehicle transportation. Next, real-time voice speaker. So similar hardware from Matrice 4E version, but we can also trigger it from FlyHub 2. So if we click here, we can see that there are many saved message where we can broadcast. We're also supporting several different modes. So real-time broadcasting, also recorded message, media imports, and text-to-speech conversation. And if we click here, we can also enable the spotlight mode. Okay, there are two modes support, strobe or on. This could be very interesting for the public safety customers. And other accessories are also compatible with the DJI Dock 3. 240-watt charger and charging hub, RC Plus 2 Enterprise version, and Power 1000, which is very good hand for power the DJI Dock 3, DJI Cellular Dongle 2. Okay. Great, so we also covered accessories part. Furthermore, let's talk about several industrial use cases. First use case, Dock as our first responder. This is a use case study. It comes from US. Okay. The police officer deployed the Dock 3 inside to use it as a drone as a first responder to monitor if there's something abnormal happening in the city. I would say that there are two important feedback we received from the police. First is they really like the product because of the very fast situational awareness. Thanks to the 10-second takeoff, thanks to the faster flight speed, and also better experience of the piloting, the police officer can very quickly to understand the on-site situation with the support of Dock 3. And second, feedback from them is the strong wind resistance and also like dock cover components, dock cover mechanical powers, because on that town it's really a lot of snow and very strong wind all the time. But Dock 3, as known as its robustness, can really handle those tough missions. And yeah, here's some situation. The the temperature information of the town. We can see that most of the time it's like 0 degrees, and they really need a tough machine to handle those complicated the complicated operation. Okay, yeah, and just to show you guys how it works. Okay, so usually the officer, they use the fly to mode. Okay, so they know the coordination, what's happening on the coordination on the town, and they right click on fly hub 2 and start the mission. Okay, the drone will take off and arriving to the scene in a very fast speed, arriving there. And what we can do when we arrive at the site, we can easily use the mouse look to faster to find the target that you want to do the search or investigation. Okay. Also on FlyHub 2, we have a simulation of the view that you are seeing on the right view. Okay, and we can also quickly use the zoom, select and zoom to check the car plates easily. Another use case is actually come from Thailand. How the scientists are using DJI Dock 3 to do the unmanned port patrolling and marine animal conservation with Dock 3. Okay. As we can see from the video, when we find some potential targets like the dugong, let's say, we can use the select and zoom quickly to zoom into the targets. And furthermore, with the support of the Razor Finder, we can already know that the coordination of these targets. Okay, and furthermore, we can just drop a pinpoint here, like blue pinpoints, what I did here. And we can easily click here to share this pinpoint with your team. So you can quickly align with your team that, okay, here I find the animal, I find the dugong. Please arrive there and assist me in the fast time, in the fast speed. Yeah, basically that's the video, how we plan the intelligent missions with our intelligent routes functions. Just a quick note that even the warning message is customizable. Like what I did here is write like boat detection. Okay, and during the mission we can do as I mentioned. If we find some boats, it will automatically ask the operator to take over. It can help the operator from like getting tired during the inspection, during the monitoring. Also highlight those drone data. Okay, great. And the next use case is talking about how to use the Dock 3 to do the construction monitoring and manage the construction progress from Enel Spain. Basically, Enel is one of the biggest energy company in the world, and they have a very huge and ambitious goal to dismantle most of the traditional energy sites. And basically, we deployed one Dock 3 and one Dock 2 on one thermal plant, and we want to use it to monitor the demolition there, and to compare the product, to compare the third and the second generation about the length, about the performance, about everything. And here are something of our test results. The operator can easily use the Dock 3 to perform the remote inspection of the demolition site with very smooth experience, like what we are sharing here. Like we can easily change the rotation, triangulation, and also we can take some photo doing the annotation and share with different team. Send this file as a with a QR code. Send this photo and download it with annotation. There's many things what we can do. Okay. Yeah, and of course, use the Dock 3 to real-time monitor the construction vehicle to put those construction trash wasted on the car. Okay, and also we can use the smart track function to monitor where's the car now and to understand the progress. Also to control the entrance and safety. Another use case is night operation observation. We can say that what's happening at night to monitor some operation at night with the low light, with night scene mode, also the low light camera. Yeah, and the similar function on FlyHub 2, side-by-side comparison, like what we had before, to regularly doing the 2D model and compare them to understand to visualize the changes over time. Great, guys. We covered most of our content of today. In my last chapter, I summarized many important information for you guys. I wouldn't dive into really deep about all the content. I would just briefly mention several key points. So if you buy the DJI Dock 3, the packing list, that's everything you're gonna receive in the box. Okay, and there's several optional accessories you need to purchase separately. It's like including the cellular dongle 2. Remember, it's second generation. Also, if you want to try the mobile deployment, it's recommended to buy the vehicle-mounted gimbal mounts. Also, the RTK 3, but it's really fixed deployment version. Okay, it's different from the multifunctional version. And Matrice 4D series battery, of course, speaker and spotlight. Yeah, I note that obstacle sensing module will be available later. And if we talk about the version, we are having 3 different versions. The universal version, it's ready for all the region except the mainland and the European and the UK. The European version is include FTS module, already building FTS. Okay, available for European and the UK. And the demo unit version is only for DJI partner dealers. Okay. Yeah, note that flight battery is not included in the Matrice 4D or 4TD package. Need to be purchased alone. And I believe currently we only support to purchase 15 units, 15 batteries once. And here is another combo, Matrice 4D and or 4TD combo with remote controller. Okay, here's everything you're gonna receive if you buy this box. Okay, here's the list. I wouldn't rate all of them. In this slide, I'm listing all the accessories that compatible with DJI Dock 3, and also with different another model like Matrice 4E version. Matrice 4D when it's compatible with Dock, when it's linked to the remote controller, it's supported. It's not supported yet. It will support it. Yeah, so all the accessory compatible information are listed here. And then I want to give you guys the information about the specification between the DJI Dock 3, DJI Dock 2. So you can use it as a reference, also use it for the tender and the computation. Okay. Similar things on the Matrice 4D and the Matrice 4T and 30T. Okay, different product comparison. Great. I think we covered most of the points I would like to mention regarding the product updates. Thank you guys one more time for this long training. It's like 60, 70 minutes. Thank you for staying with me till now. Great. And also, congrats to yourself. And the next step, I will invite my colleague from After Sales to further introduce more about DJI Care, Dock training, and After Sales policy. Of course, I will stand by for more questions.